This is Irontrader. It is Tuesday morning. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas. Now remember, on crude oil, the API report will be out today at 4:30 this afternoon. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, the big daily chart. Okay, now you can see this nice double bottom situation we had here, and now we got this nice series of higher lows and higher highs. That's always very, very nice. Now, we are definitely above this 21-day. We made a little higher high yesterday, and we made a little bit higher high there today. So what we're looking for on the upside is target is going to be this 50-day at that 87,952. And then we have to see what the reaction is once it gets there. Now, if you can get above that, then we'll go right to the top of that price channel at 89.20, which is basically just the top of this candle. Now, if we can get above that, then our next target is going to be right here at that 93,564 level. Okay, so we got to see how this all shakes out. But the key is, what is the reaction going to be when it hits that 50 days? Is it going to come and slam up and come right back down again? The perfect example, like what it did in the 21-day here. See this? Came right on down, hit it, and then came right on off. Now, if it blasts through there, obviously, I say we just always look at that price channel because that'd be the top of that candle. And then again, that 100-day simple moving average is going to be your big target at that 93,564. Now, downside here, well, always got to look at that downside. This is going to be the key support level here is at 84,122. There's your 21 SMA. Okay, and then we have right here is 82,393. That is your 8 simple moving average here. Right now, you can see how this 8-day crossed below that 21-day, but now it looks like it's leveling off here. That's always a good sign. Now, again, if we start losing this, say we lose this 21 SMA here, and we lose that 50 or 8 SMA here, well, then what we're going to do is we're going to come right to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 81,100, and then we're going to come right down to that 79,130. That is your 200 SMA here, okay? Then obviously if it's lost, here's your big target, your retest at 74,635. But you can see here how it came down and it held it, and we were playing like a ping pong situation. Same way here, and then we made a higher high yesterday, and now we're above the kind of situation. However, we still have a sideways action, and the key is going to be this 50-day. If we can cross above that and close above that 50-day, then we got a good shot at reversing this sideways action and maybe go to the upside like we had here. Okay, now we had this nice positive divergence. See this? Nice positive. We had this low. We had a low. We have an even lower low, but we had a higher low. That's the one tail right there. That double bottom here, that's another tail that tells you got to get long. Okay, so right now, this is looking here very good. Now, if you look at the MACD, the green is over your red. That's looking also very, very nicely here. So let's just see what happens is if this keeps on running up here in the next either this week. What is the reaction when it hits that 87,952, that 50-day simple moving average? Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil, natural gas. Okay, here we have the crude oil. Now we just have pretty much just a sideways action kind of a situation, okay? We had that bottoming tail. It came all the way down to 55.12. We're looking for that 55.23 level, came just below that a little bit, and then she rallied up here nicely. Now we just have this sideways action, almost like a consolidation, doesn't really know what to do. Yesterday we had an indecision candle. This is all pretty much based on not just the economy and on tariffs and OPEC dumping more oil on the market here coming in May, but it's also, the conflict going on in Iran, possible war, something in this situation. So anything can happen with the old crude oil. So far today we have what they call an inside day, but this is going to be the key level right here is at 61.09 on a closing basis, okay? So right now we're just above it. So maybe we can start, rallying it up. Now, if we lose this 61.09 level, then we're going to come down here to yesterday's low. You're looking at 60.59, okay? Your next support is going to be 59.43. And then we have 58.76 level. And then we're going to come here at 57.88. And then your big retest down there at 55.12. Now, if we hold this level, well, then what we're looking for here is yesterday's high. That's 62.68. We'll come up here at 62.93. 63.34, and then we'll have up here at 63.90. Then we're going to be looking here to the left here at that 65.22 level. That's going to be key. And then we have that 21-day at 66.01. Okay, so if it gets above all of this and heads to that 21-day, again, we're looking for a reaction. What is going to be, when it does hit that? It's going to be like this scenario here, right into it, pull back, okay? Into it, pull back, into it, pull back. That's what we have to always watch, is always watch that reaction to when you hit that major resistant level, okay? So again, if you can get above that, well, then look at all the nice targets. 6808, your 50-day. We have your 100-day, and then we have your 200 SMA here. So everything is all lined up here very, very nicely. The key is what's going to happen here if it can hold this key 8 SMA here and get that to curl around. Now, seasonality is in favor with the summer driving coming up here. So, it's a two-way trade. UCO for the long, SCO for the short, and we got to see how it all kind of shakes out here. But if we start losing all these support levels here, then you're going to retest that 55.12. Now, we got an oversold condition, and now we're just kind of sideways action, okay? Your green is still below your red, but that can curl up here too. So let's just see how this all shakes out here. But right now, this is just a trade. This is not like a buy and hold in either direction kind of situation. Okay, natural gas. Well, you're in the shoulder season here on natural gas here, so we can't get too excited about that. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're watching yesterday's low. That's going to be key. That's that 3.31. Now, if that is lost here, then we have that 3.29. Okay, we have 3.23, and then we have this 3.16. This is your gap. 3.11, there's your fill. So these are going to be key support levels here, and then obviously we have this 200-day at 3.04 level. Okay, so you can see here when we double top, and then we're selling off ever since. But now look at how strong this 8-day. See, into it, into it, into it, into it. And this 8-day is just rolling over. 21-day is rolling over here. So there's really nothing bullish about this chart until you get a catalyst kind of a situation. Okay, so we get a very, very hot summer, then natural gas will be back in play. Hurricane season, it's always back in play. LNG, something like that, we're back in play here again. But right now here, there really isn't a whole lot, what you say, going on in this situation. Okay, now upside here, well, what we'll do is we're going to be watching this level right here. You're looking at that 3.46 level, and then we're going to come right to that 3.55. That's your 8-day. Now, if you get above that, then we have the 100-day at 3.7, and then 3.83 is your 21-day, then obviously your 50-day at 3.89. But you got to get above that 8-day. That's going to be key, as you can see how many times it's slammed into it and nothing. Okay, so I'm not expecting a whole lot here out of natural gas. Yesterday was a really good scalp with the KOLD. So let's just see if maybe we can get a long here going up into that with the UNG, maybe to that 355 level, and then she can pull back. But right now, I don't see a whole lot here. I'm flat. I have no position. So let's just see how this all shakes out. But when we start losing yesterday's low, there's your big target at that 304 level. Okay? All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas, and then we throw something else, mix. And now I can see the NASDAQ futures here are sitting at right around 70. We'll see if they hold or if we're going to get ourselves one of these turnaround Tuesdays and she comes slamming down. Now, everything is based on here on information, so you want to make sure that you stay really, really close to all the news that's coming out here on the tariffs and that, because that's really what's moving the market. But eventually that'll wear thin. And, and then we'll start earnings season will be coming up here, and that's what we'll be looking for. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.